Hi all, here we go again. At the end of another week, as someone said, at 21 we are at number. That's 7 weeks we've been going for, and well, we'll see. We'll see what happens as we go on. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first of all, I've got to apologise slightly because I made a bit of a mess of the software offer that we had on Wednesday. A couple of things. First of all, I told you the wrong price because it's cheaper than I said. So the defence software, so we're talking about defence this week, of course, and the defence software with Bernard Magee is actually £56 there. But I also said it worked on everything, but it doesn't. It works on Macs and on computers and everything, on those type of things, but it's not a touch screen, so it doesn't work on your iPads and things. So I apologise for confusing people. So it works on any of your computers. It's a great opportunity to have a go at your defence. You've got a period of time now, and so I do recommend that. I mean, it's difficult. I hate recommending things that I've created myself, so I usually allow other people to do that. But as we're going to do, do you know, Cora, you're talking about a haircut. I looked at myself this morning and I thought I'm going to have to go to Helen and probably ask her to have another go at cutting my hair. It's frightening, but it may well have to happen. Okay, so what are we talking about in terms of bridge today? Defence. We're carrying on that talk about third-hand play. Some interesting ideas today and one very difficult hand. And then the hands of the day on Q+, well, we've got some difficult bids there, and so we'll look at that. And then I'm going to mention the teams tonight. Now, the teams tonight, I'm going to try something different. So we are going to play, we're going to play 8 of us playing. I'm going to play with Brian, a friend from school actually, who I played with last time. And I've got Will and Sylvia, Helen and Crombie, and Pete and Tom. So we've got an 8-some, as it were. Now, you don't have to log on to BBO to see me this time. I am actually going to do another live feed. So it'll be a live YouTube video, and you'll be able to see me and my hand, and I will then talk to you. Okay, so I don't have to type, which makes my life a lot easier. So I'll be able to talk to you. You'll see my hand, and then after each hand I will show you the full hand, because you will be seeing what I see on BBO. Now, of course, you can go to BBO if you like, okay, but I won't be talking or typing. What I will be doing is I will be on the live YouTube feed, and you will see, if you look at the feeds that you usually do, there is an extra one now for 7:30 tonight, and you'll be able to go there and watch me, and all I'll be doing is chatting about the hand. I'll probably be chatting about other things as well, you know me, but I will talk about the hands and talk you through them, and if you want to, you can go and see that later. You don't have to watch it live, of course, but it'll be there live. You will be able to respond in the normal way with your chat, which will allow me then to respond to you if I can, if I see it. I may do the odd thing on type. Okay, all right. With regard to Q+, so a number of people have got it and don't know how to use it. So I am at some point in the future going to do a video on getting the most out of Q+, because it is an amazing thing actually. There are all sorts of things you can do. So I will take you through that. And in the future, I will be doing a hand a week for Q+. And so knowing how it works will allow you to play that hand through before I talk about it. But that's things that will be coming in the future. What else is there today? Well, let's remind ourselves of the quiz. So here we go. 1 heart from your partner. 1 spade response from you. 1 no trump from East. Okay. 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. Okay. And West can then choose his bid. Okay. You've got to choose your bid. Okay. Okay. So that's that. And we're going to have a look at our defence. So let's go to it. So, what have we been talking about? Well, we've been talking about third hand plays high, haven't we? Okay, so let's remind ourselves what we did on Wednesday. Okay, we said third hand plays high. Okay, we said third hand plays high, and the reason for that, of course, is your partner's led. So you're the last person on your side to play. Now, clearly, if your partner's led the king, it's a different matter. But assuming your partner's led a low one, if you don't play high, declare wins easily. So we're going to play high usually. Okay, there's a couple of things to remind yourselves. A low lead promises an honour. Okay, a low lead promises an honour. Okay, and you should never make an opening lead away from an ace against a suit contract. Now, a number of people are asking about this. Remember, it's a suit contract. So if it's a no trump contract, it would be a normal to lead from your ace jack to 5, and we saw that on Monday. We led away from the ace jack of clubs, partner had the king and led it straight back to us, okay? But in a suit contract, we don't lead away from an ace. The simple reason is declarer might have a singleton. Now, you don't mind in no trumps if he's got a singleton because you can still win the next round. But if it's in a suit contract and he has a singleton, well, then he'll ruff the next round. Okay, so, and it's an important rule, and it's one that experts tend to use all the time. I mean, most of the rules that I've told you were like third hand plays high. There's hundreds of exceptions. Leading away from an ace, there's not many. Okay, all right. What do I mean by leading away from an ace? If you've got a suit with the ace as the highest card, okay, then if you lead a low one, you are leading away from that ace. We don't do that. On opening lead, remember later on it's different. Opening lead, this is against a suit contract. Remember though, if you've got the ace and king, you can lead the ace. But if it's ace by itself, we choose to lead a different suit. Okay. So we had lots of exceptions, and we dealt with two of the most common ones on Wednesday. And that was touching honours. What we said there was we play the lower of touching cards, okay? And this is only, this is only generally the only time in bridge you tend to play the lower of touching cards, okay? It's when you're third in hand, and we found that by playing lower, the lowest of touching cards, it helped partner to make a judgment, okay? And also an honour in dummy. Fundamental this. It comes up so much of the time, not just the opening lead, but throughout the play of the hand. If there is an honour in dummy, then you have two things working at the same time. Okay, you've got two things working at the same time, haven't you? Okay, you've got that first rule that we talked about on Monday, which is high cards should kill other high cards. But you've also got this idea of high card, I should play a high card. So if dummy has a high card, you'll often want to keep your high card to kill it. Okay. Remember, you never underlead an ace, whether you've got ace king, ace queen, or whatever. You don't do it. Okay. You tend not to lead the ace either. You lead another suit. The only time you lead the ace is when you've got the ace king. Now there are exceptions to everything. Okay, but for the most part, stick by this rule. It will help. Okay, there's two other exceptions, and that's what we're going to look at today. One is nothing to gain. Okay, when there's nothing to gain, so if there is a solid suit, in dummy, you've got to think to yourself, do I need to put my high card on here? Maybe I'm going to sacrifice it for nothing. Okay, and the other thing we're going to look at today is communications. What do I mean by that? Well, funnily enough, we've talked about it quite a lot in terms of ducking for declarer to cut communications. Well, actually, defenders can do the opposite. They can duck an early round in a suit so that both players still have cards to lead. And I'll show a simple example of that and then show a more difficult example of it, okay? So we'll have a look at these two. Both of these two ideas are much easier to see when we see an example. Let's have a look. So don't forget, dummy is going to be at the top of the screen. I've put you in the east seat here. Okay, let's imagine this happened. The 6 of clubs was led. Dummy played the queen. And it's your turn to play. So, now, the normal play would be to play the king, and it's not the worst play in the world. Completely, it's not the worst play in the world. But the idea here is, dummy has the queen, jack, 10, 9. So although I want my king to kill the queen, I know it's not going to gain because the jack, 10 and 9 are in dummy. Can you see that? Now, if this is no trumps, your partner may have the ace of clubs. He may have led from the ace, but surely you're always going to make your ace and king anyway, so there is no rush to make the king. The problem comes when partner doesn't have the ace. Because if partner doesn't have the ace, your king is going to lose to the ace, and suddenly dummy has 3 winners, the jack 10-9. Can you see that? Throw the 10 and 9 into your hand, different matter. You're going to establish the 10 and 9, etc. But because it's solid in dummy, okay, it's important to consider the idea of ducking. Now, a lot of you will probably think, well, what does it matter? Your king is going to lose anyway. Well, of course, the crucial element here is, how many cards does declarer have? He might have a singleton ace. He may have a doubleton ace. And if he's got any of those holdings, of course, your king is going to be safe if you don't play it, as long as you don't play it. Okay? As someone also pointed out, the 6 of clubs looks like an odd lead. There's only 2 cards higher than it. 6, 8, ace. So it looks like partner may well not be leading a normal lead. Maybe he's leading a doubleton. Maybe he's leading what we call mud. Okay. So what we're going to do is not play our king, because there's nothing really to gain by playing it. Okay. So this is the holding of the suit. Okay. And you might moan and say, why has partner led this? Well, possibly. We've all been there. They've bid 3 suits. So they've bid hearts, spades and diamonds. They finish in no trumps. And your partner thinks, well, I might as well try clubs. My partner's likely to be long in it. And he's quite right. You are long in the suit. Okay. And he's chosen what's called a mud lead. Middle, up, down. Okay. We don't like the lead because it's quite confusing, but we've got to have some convention to decide what to lead away from 3 cards. Okay, you can use the rule of 11. A number of people are saying that. I don't. I tend to just look at the cards. So I can see the 6. I know there were only 2 cards higher than that, because I can see all of the other cards. So the only 2 cards higher than the 6 are the 8 and the ace, if you look at dummy in your hand. The way the rule of 11 works is it says you take the 6 from 11. So the lead was the 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. It says there should only be 5 cards higher than the lead between dummy, you and declarer. So there should be 5 cards higher than the 6 between dummy, you and declarer. That is if the lead is the 4th highest. Now clearly you can actually see 6 cards higher than the 6 in dummy and your hand. Okay, so it can't be 4th highest. Okay, but of course, don't get me wrong, in a suit contract, you know your partner hasn't led away from an ace. So that straight away, you know he hasn't got the ace, and that's crucial. So here, you're in 4 spades. It's so important that you don't play the king here. Okay, you're not going to make a trick necessarily with it in 4 spades, but if you play the king on the first round, declarer has 4 club tricks just like that. Okay, all right. So let's see what happens. It goes queen. We are going to play low. And of course now declarer can make the ace on the next round. He could then cross back over and maybe rough our king away. But that's hard work, and even if he manages to do it, he still only makes 3 tricks in the suit. Whereas if we played our king on the first round, he would make 4 straight off. Okay, so when you see a solid suit like that, queen, jack, 10, 9, what you're thinking to yourself is, what can I gain? So it's a similar situation when you're second hand, and we will look at second hand in the future. Okay, where a queen is led, should I cover or not? The answer is we usually cover with the queen. Okay, we usually cover the queen with the king, but if we can see queen, jack, 10, 9, there is nothing to gain by covering it. So not easy, but here we're playing a low one because we're hoping to give our king power by waiting until a later round. Okay, remember, even if there's lots of entries to dummy, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, all right. Okay, so it doesn't matter. They can only ever make 3 tricks in the suit if you do not play your king straight away, and they've got to work hard to make 3 tricks in the suit even there. Okay. All right, that's that one. Let's have a look at this communications, and then we'll look at a hand that might include both things. Okay. So here, imagine you've bid clubs, or perhaps you've doubled Stayman in an auction. Your partner knows you've bid clubs, okay? So dummy is at the top of the screen. You can see your cards. And because you've bid the suit, or perhaps because you doubled a Stayman bid, you can do that as a free thing to say, partner, lead my suit. Okay, your partner leads your suit. Brilliant. 9 of clubs. Okay. Dummy plays the queen. What do you fancy? Bear in mind, there's a big yellow message on the thing which says, in no trumps. In no trumps. Okay, so clearly, if this was a suit contract, you would win your king, you would play your ace, and you'd hope to give your partner a ruff. In no trumps, it's a different matter. Okay. Now, if you've got plenty of entries in your hand, you could just play your ace and king out and go flying. But imagine you don't have any easy entry to your hand. What you would love to do here is to keep communications between the two hands. I'm suspecting that your partner might have a doubleton here. Okay, now if he does, wouldn't it be lovely if we could both lead the suit on the second round? I hope you're happy that you've got to lose a club trick. Your partner shouldn't hold the 10 of clubs from his lead, so declarer has the queen, jack and 10 in between him. He will make a club trick. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to let the opponents win the first trick, and then we'll both be able to lead the suit. I'm going to keep communications. I like the people saying the 5, because you're obviously trying to signal to your partner saying that it's a good lead. Of course, assuming you have bid the suit, you don't really, your partner should trust you. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the suit. This is the divide of the suit. It's a crucial kind of suit. Okay. We have to lose 1 club trick. After that, we've got 4 winners. Okay, I've got penguins and ducks coming up on the thing. Okay, the 9 of clubs is led, top of a doubleton. He's obeying us. Maybe, as I say, we've bid the suit, or we've doubled a bid to say I want a club lead. My partner's been obedient. He's led a club. Okay, the queen is clever from dummy, because dummy desperately wants to break communications. So he didn't have to play the queen, but he's trying to tempt you to play your ace, and a lot of people would. Okay, so I'm going to play low, which allows the opponents to win the trick, but it means we've got 4 winners, and either defender can lead the suit. Can you see that? And because of course declarer's not silly. If you play, and I'll show you in a moment, if you play the ace and king, he will try to make sure you don't get the lead again. But here, as soon as the defenders get the lead, either defender will lead a club here, and we will make 4 club tricks. Now, clearly it's the same situation in a way if you play your ace and king, so let's do it. You play your ace, you play your king, okay? And you can play another club. And you establish the suit in the same way. But the problem is, you're the only one with clubs left now. Now, if you've got a couple of aces, obviously. If I've got 2 aces in my hand, you don't really care because you're going to get the lead again. But so often, if we've only got a queen or a king to hope we're going to get the lead with, well then declarer will try to make sure we don't get the lead. He will take a finesse through us. Let your partner have the lead, and of course your partner hasn't got any clubs to play. Okay, so it's a subtle idea, but sometimes we don't play third hand high because we're trying to keep communications between the 2 hands there. Okay, so those are those 2 ideas. Let's see if we can put them into practice here. Now, it's hard to say. At the end of this, there'll be a slide saying defense is tremendously difficult. If your opponents get this hand right against you, I would recommend not playing against them again, because this is designed to show you how defense can be. It is an awesomely difficult defensive hand, okay? It really is a very difficult defensive hand. But what I'm trying to show you is what can happen, okay? So let's look at it and see how we get on, okay? So it's south to open. North will be dummy eventually. You can see your hand. You are sitting east. Don't forget, dummy is at the top of the screen. South is beneath us. South will be to the declarer. We'll look at the auction first. South opens 1 club. Okay. North has 5 spades, so he bids his longest suit first. We don't have anything to say. South chooses to jump to 3 clubs here. jumps to 3 clubs. I'm okay with 3 diamonds here, to be honest, with the North Hand. But this North Hand decided to bid 3 hearts because he wanted to show the both majors. Okay. The reason I like 3 diamonds better is because if partner's worried about diamonds, he would have been able to bid 3 hearts, etc. Okay, so it's gone 1 club, 1 spade, 3 clubs. You can't see South's hand, so don't forget that if anybody's telling me what their bid is. Okay, 3 hearts from North here. I think 3 diamonds is okay. I don't think you want to bid 3 no trumps with the North hand there. Okay, with the North hand you want to say I'm distribution, I've got 2 suits, because clearly you would prefer to play in a suit contract. 3 hearts suggests you've probably got 5 spades. You're hoping your partner can support something for you. Okay, as it happens, South bids 3 no trumps. Okay, South bids 3 no trumps. Okay, your partner is on lead. He leads the 7 of diamonds. Okay, he leads the 7 of diamonds. Okay, so let's put the auction up in the top right hand corner there. The 7 of diamonds is led. Dummy plays the 8. Okay, I'm letting you have a little bit of thinking time there. Clearly, if you know how seminars work, clearly the answer should be low, because clearly that's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about third hand high, but the exceptions. But what we need to do is work out what's going on. Okay. First and foremost, whenever you are defending against a no trump contract and the opponents have bid 3 suits, it is not unreasonable to expect your partner to lead a diamond. Bear in mind, he may not be super strong in the suit. Okay, he is choosing the unbid suits because it sort of makes sense. He's heard spades and hearts bid on one side of him. He's heard clubs bid on the other. I'm going to lead a diamond. Surely that's the most likely place we're going to be strong. Okay. Now, the question is, could your partner have led 4th highest? Well, the answer is yes. He could have the ace, jack, 9, 7. However, and this is what's so difficult in bridge, you have to use all the information available to you. Okay, so let's just put the 8 of diamonds back in just to remind you what was in dummy. Okay, all right. South has bid 3 no trumps here. Can you see that? South has bid 3 no trumps. Now, you do not need to trust your opponents, okay? But generally, I would expect South to have a diamond stopper for that bid, okay? Now, I suppose it could be just about jack to 4, but then your partner's led a singleton and it should have been the ace. So I think South has the ace. So that's the first thing I've worked out. I think South must have the ace, in which case playing the queen cannot be right. Because if I play the queen, it loses to the ace. And declarer can just finesse my partner's jack if he has it. It's not easy, this. It's not easy. Okay? Because usually we're expecting our partner to have led a long suit. His strong suit and long suit. But in an auction like this, quite often we end up leading this fourth suit, the unbid suit. And I like it. But it takes work from East. This is really tough. I would expect 75% of Easts, maybe more, to play the queen. Because what we're doing is focusing on third hand player, focusing on the idea of not playing high. Most of us would play high and then later on think, oh, if I hadn't have played high, it might have worked out better. And the key here again is, it could be a situation where declarer doesn't have that many diamonds. It turns out he's got ace, jack, doubleton on this hand. And as someone said, your partner has chosen to lead mud. Okay, and it's probably his best lead. It's not an unreasonable lead, but it's tough for East. It went 8, and yes, we have to play a small card here. So the question is, should you play third hand and high? And you've got to work out if it's an exception. So remember, if it's the unbid suit, bear in mind, okay, that there will be times that your partner's leading that suit simply because it hasn't been bid. Really tough, that. It's not an easy. Well done, those of you who've done it. Obviously, we're in a sense thinking about it, and that's what's so difficult. You know, at the table we won't be thinking about it, and quite often we'd have played the queen of diamonds before. Okay, and that's why take your time at trick 1, both declarer but also defender. Okay. All right, and declarer wins with the jack. I'm pretty sure he's got the ace as well, so I'm glad I've still got the queen, because that queen can kill the 10 later on. Okay, lovely. So that's the start. Let's see what happens next. Okay, the queen of clubs is led. 2 from partner. 3 of diamonds discarded. Okay, and the good news is that's because of our great play. And I think we'll win that. Okay, remember, you duck things like this, but to break communication, you don't need to break communication in clubs, because clearly there's no clubs left in dummy. Okay, so remember, the reason we generally duck is because we're trying to make it more difficult for declarer. Well, declarer doesn't have any clubs in dummy. Okay, so we win the ace. So let's see what happens here. It's probably easier playing teams. Let's try and get the contract now. Okay. Diamonds don't look much hope here, if I'm honest. I think declarer's got a long string of clubs. He possibly is missing the king as well. You know, so maybe he's missing the king. Hopefully partner's got the king of clubs. I don't think we've got much hope otherwise. Diamonds have no hope. Declarer's got the ace and king. Hearts are clearly no hope. Even if partner's got the ace jack to 4 or something, he is sitting underneath. Our only hope is spades. It looks crazy, doesn't it? But there is a chance that declarer has just 1 spade in his hand. And so I think we're going to try a spade. Let's do it. So we lead a low spade. That's important. We're leading low because we're saying, partner, I've got something in spades. This is awesomely difficult, okay? As I say, if you get this defensive hand correct at the table, believe me, I wouldn't want to play with you. Well, I would enjoy playing against you, but I would know that I was playing against an excellent declarer. Let's see what happens. He goes 5, jack, king, small. Well, that's good news. Partner's got the king. And your partner leads a spade back to the 10. So in many ways, the reason I've put this hand up here is to show you how difficult defense is. Okay, again, even if we'd found a spade switch, a large proportion of us here would probably play the ace on. Okay, however, our ambition is to make 2 more spade tricks from the suit. Okay, and there is a chance to do that. Okay, there's a good chance declarer's got a singleton, so he's got no spades left. Your partner's got another spade. Okay, if we duck this, our partner can still lead a spade to us, okay? And our ace and 9, or ace and 8, surround the queen, okay? I'm laughing a little because this is awesomely difficult. I want a lot of you to say at the end of this, I enjoyed it. Oh, that hand was difficult, you know, because and we'll see the full hand layout, but it just shows what you need to do. So what East is going to do is say, partner, I like, so play the 9 of spades, but I want you to lead a spade later, partner, but I'm going to keep communications between us. Okay, so you play the 9. And here's the situation in the suit. You can see your partner's still got the 3 of spades there. Declarer, of course, has to knock out the king of clubs. And when your partner gets the lead with the king of clubs, he is able to lead the 3 of spades. And believe it or not, our 8 of spades win and our ace of spades wins. So the 8 and 8 of spades make a trick. That is extraordinarily difficult, okay? So let's look at the full hand there. Okay. West has a pile of rubbish in his hand. He had to choose an opening lead. He'd heard spades bid, he'd heard hearts bid, and he'd heard clubs bid twice. To me, it seems reasonable to lead a diamond, okay? All right, I think the 7 of diamonds is reasonable. Okay, it's not easy to lead mud. Some of you may lead the top of a rubbish hand, okay? We'll come to the 3 club bid in a moment. Okay, so the 7 of clubs, 7 of diamonds is a great lead, I think, okay? However, East really, it's really tough for East. East has to play low, because clearly if we play the Queen of Diamonds at trick 1, Declarer makes 4 diamond tricks. He makes his ace, his jack, his king and his 10. And he will make 4 heart tricks easy enough, and so he only needs 1 more spade trick, and that's what we have to give him if we're going to make a spade trick. So Declarer will make on the diamond lead. The 9 of diamonds, if you choose to play high, obviously sometimes you want to tell your partner what you've got. So if you lead the highest one, your partner might think you've got a double 2. Okay, doesn't always make much difference, but it's important to have a lead style. Okay, so once you've done that, as you can see, the spade suit is reasonably difficult. Okay, but it required you to duck. You switched to a spade, hoping your partner had something there. Your partner won the king. He led the highest of his 2 left. So he led the top of his double to the left. So he had the 4 and the 3 of spades left. He led the 4. It went 10. You ducked that. And then when he got the lead again, you know, really tough hand. Okay, and it's just showing you what can happen. Because to be honest, on Travellers or on Bridgemates or those kind of things, or even on thing, you'll see 3 no trumps going off and you'll think, oh, the Declarer didn't do very well there. Because most people, believe me, will make 3 no trumps on this hand. They will lose the ace and king of spades and the ace and king of clubs. Okay, all right. Should they have been in? Should South have bid 3 clubs? I think he's a little bit weak, but it's 7 solid clubs, so I can see I've sympathy, but you know, you will often go too high here. Okay, you know, you'll often go too high if you bid it. You know. He's a little bit unlucky, I think. Okay, and as I say, a lot of people will make 3 no trumps here. Okay, all right. So really tough hand there. Okay, so I don't mind. I mean, people are saying which diamond would you play? It doesn't really matter in a way here, as long as you play a low one on the first round. Okay, so very, very difficult. It shows some of the ideas. However, I cannot emphasize this enough. Think about third hand plays high, because that is the majority decision. You should only not play. So I do not mind if you play the Queen of Diamonds at trick 1. Clearly it doesn't work here, but if you can't work out why not to play it, then play it. Here what you've worked out was the bidding was crucial, wasn't it? The bidding was crucial. 3 no trumps, okay, bid by South. He should have a diamond stopper for that. The bidding had gone 1 club, 1 spade, 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and we knew he must have a diamond stopper. Really tough, okay? So, just before we finish that, I did say I'd put this line, defence is tremendously difficult. And if you can improve just a tiny, tiny bit, it'll make such a difference. And it makes it more fun. It's exciting. It is a wonderful part of the game. And, you know, that's why, you know, obviously I've talked about my defence software. It is an opportunity in this period of time where I'm afraid we're not going to be playing for a long time at the table. It is a chance to really give yourself a going over in defence. Okay. Let's look at the quiz. So 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. Okay, and it's, I mean, 1 no trump, I hope everybody is happy. That's 15 to 17 or 15 to 16, but it's showing a strong hand. Remember, we're playing a weak no trump. So the rebid shows a stronger hand than a weak no trump, and clearly we have 11 points, so we are going for game. So that's the first thing. We're playing natural here. If you play check back, that's fine. Okay, but we're playing natural because we're imagining we're sitting with a partner. And the key here is you just need to make your partner bid again. Don't bid things like 3 no trumps. 3 no trumps is surely just silly. You're not your distributional hand. Describe your hand to your partner. The key is if you bid 3 clubs, if you jump to 3 clubs, your partner can bid 3 spades if he wants to. So you don't need to rebid your spades here to promise 5. You can jump to 3 clubs. Now understand that 3 clubs doesn't specifically promise 5. That is difficult, okay? It is tricky, but the idea is with 9 or 10 points and 4 spades and 6 clubs, you might choose to respond 1 spade first, okay? So it's a bit tricky that. It's one of the situations where you might choose to show a 4-card spade suit before clubs, okay? So imagine you're playing completely natural bidding. Clearly here, surely you're just going to bid 3 clubs, okay? All right, but bear in mind, some people play check back in a lot of different ways. Check back is a very complicated system if you play it in certain ways. Okay, so that's why. So some people are saying, oh, you wouldn't use check back on this hand. Believe me, some people will play the only forcing way to make a bid over one no trump is 2 clubs. Please ignore check back if you've never come across it. You do not need it. Okay, you do not need it. Okay. Okay, so it's gone 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. By jumping to 3 clubs, you're saying, partner, I've got a distributional hand, I've got clubs and spades. You're also tending to put the emphasis on diamonds. And now, don't get me wrong, someone saying 2 clubs is a forcing 1 round. It is definitely not. Unconditionally not forcing, okay? In playing natural bidding, 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 clubs is non-forcing. If you have a weak hand with 6 clubs and 4 spades, you would want to bid 2 clubs and say, partner, can you leave me here, please? Okay, it's not easy, I'm not saying that, but if I had 6 points with 4 cards in spades and 6 clubs in my hand, okay, I'm thinking, do you know, I think we should play in 2 clubs here. Okay, now, some of you can play it as forcing, but it is not a forcing bid. 3 clubs is a beautiful descriptive bid, okay, so it's not easy that, but try and imagine if you had 6 points and you were responding to 1 heart, you had 4 spades to the ace, let's say, and 6 clubs to the queen. Of course, you can't bid 2 clubs. So you would respond 1 spade. Your partner might bid 1 no trump now, and you may feel that the safest place to play is 2 clubs. Okay? Not easy. Okay, but so it's not a forcing bid. Whereas 3 clubs, surely that just beautifully describes your hand. And it, you know, for a lot of people playing check back, to be honest, you'd possibly allow yourself to bid it. 3 clubs, partner, I'm strong. We're going for game, but I'm not sure that 3 no trumps is the best game. You have a think about it. We have, in a way, told the opponents what to lead, and we saw the last time, they often do lead the unbid suit. But of course, what we're really saying to our partner is, look, if you can't handle a diamond lead, okay, well then, don't bid 3 no trumps. And of course here, he won't bid 3 no trumps. And 5 clubs is probably the safest contract. Those of you with a more adventurous streak might try 4 spades playing pairs bridge. Might be a bit tricky. But it's, you know, okay. All right, so jumping to 3 clubs there, your partner can then look at his hand and decide. Here, with just 3 to the queen in diamonds, he should be thinking, I think 3 no trumps might be a bit risky. Okay, so he would probably bid 4 clubs here, over which we might bid 4 spades, giving him an option, and then we might finish in 5 clubs. Okay, all right. So that was that one. Let's look at the other quiz. And we'll have an opening hand, why not? We'll leave this one for you over the weekend. So this one is, yeah, so for those of you asking about check back, by the way, those of you asking about what it is a form of stamen after a rebid, but you can't be called stamen because stamen is only over 1 no trump opening bids. So check back is a system that is stamanic. Okay, stamanic is a nice word, again, not quite as nice as acelessness, but stamanic means stamen in style. Okay, so here's this next one, it's an opening bid. You are game all, and you've got 13 points, and you've got to choose your opening bid. You're playing 4 card majors, ACL. Okay, so that's one for you to think about. I've mentioned the software, so I'll go off that. We're doing well. We've got up to 19,000, so that's brilliant. So thank you very much for raising money for Cancer Research UK. So thank you very much for that. That's brilliant. What are we doing now? We're going to have a quick look at the Q+ hand of the day. Wow, this one, I mean, there's so many difficult bids on this one. To be honest, I don't know the answers, so I'm going to see what you come up with. Now, I'm going to try and be a bit plain speaking here, because a number of people have suggested I waffle a bit over these hands. The reason is because I'm responding to some of the comments that are made, so bear that in mind, but I will try and talk about the comments that are made and then say. Okay, so let's look at this hand. West is the opening bidder. So it's up to you what you do on this hand. You may choose to open West with 1 spade. You may choose to open it 1 no trump. I don't mind. I'm borderline here because the spade suit's not great. Ironically, 1 no trump makes North's bid very easily. Okay, okay. one no trump from West. I think it's easy for North now. So I'm actually what I'm going to do is show you the difficult bids in a moment. With a one no trump opening bid, what's important for North is he must double first. So over one no trump, North must double. I have a strong hand. He doesn't expect it to be passed out. He's pretty sure someone will make a bid, but he doubles here. Okay, all right. And now the bidding is going to carry on. Let's say, all right, let's say East bids 2 hearts here. Okay, I mean, some of you will play transfers after a double, but he's trying to get out. I think 3 hearts isn't a bad bid with the East hand, to be honest. Okay. All right, but bear in mind, I'm going to look at the 1 spade bid because that's going to be the exciting one. Over 2 hearts, South has a really strong hand here. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure why it's fuzzy for some people. Possibly the quality of your screen. Okay, possibly the quality of your screen. Okay, so you can change that. Okay. So South here should be able to make a normal bid. So 3 diamonds. Okay, he's strong. The partner's shown strong, and I think North South should. It's probably going to go 3 hearts, 3 spades, pass. 4 clubs, pass, 4 diamonds, pass, 5 diamonds. They're going to finish in. Okay, that I'm not particularly interested in this auction. They finish in 5 diamonds and they make. I'm more interested in this auction. Okay, so that's what the auction could be. Okay, if they opened one no trump, and I think one no trump is perfectly reasonable. If you're not comfortable with your spade suit, you can open one no trump. Okay, what I want to do here is see what you do if the bidding goes 1 spade. Okay, so remember, double is for penalties over one no trump. That's important, yes. Over one no trump, North wants to double for penalties. He has a powerhouse. He gets his strength off his hand. Now South can be excited because he knows his partner's got a strong hand. But what on earth do you bid over 1 spade with the North hand? Okay, and to be honest, I don't know what to bid with any of the hands in this auction, and I just thought it was fun. Someone sent it in, and I think it's a really fun hand. I guess you could bid one no trump with the hand. I mean, you've got a spade stopper and you've got 17 points, so, and you haven't got a single. Just, one no trump is okay. The problem with pass, well, you're going to see. Okay. Okay, so one no trump. Overcall would be okay. It shows your strength, and again, I think you should now get to 5 diamonds. But if you pass, look what happens. At the table, North-South got stuffed because East found a 2 heart bid here, which is grotesque, but it works. Okay, it went 2 hearts. There's no reason why South can bid now. He thinks the opponents are very strong. West did the natural thing, bid 3 hearts. North can't bid now. I mean, you know, it's really tricky. I mean, North is thinking they've got all the points, my partner's got a Yarborough, and East thought, well, if partner can support, I'll bid 4. So they finished in 4 hearts here. And I don't think South can bid. He thinks the opponents are very strong. And when it comes round to North, he is probably thinking to himself, I've got 17 points. The opponents have bid game here. Who is the most likely person to have the void in spades? Surely East. So North is thinking, well, if I double this for penalties, I might not make a spade trick. He knows someone's got a void. I mean, he's got 6 and West opened them. So I've got sympathy with passing it out. I've got to be honest. And that's what they did at the table. And they ended up in 4 spades, 4 hearts going 2 off. Now 200 is okay. It ended up as a middle for North-South. But I think it's really tough for East-West, for North-South to come in the auction. Now clearly East's bid is going to get their partnership into a real load of trouble usually. He gets lucky here. He gets really lucky. East should be showing 10 points with that bid, and that's what confuses it. Making a 4 no trump bid as an unusual 2 no trump bid can work. But you are vulnerable, and you've got a wild hand, and you may end up with in a club fit rather than diamonds. So I don't think it's easy. One no trump is better, maybe. Maybe what North can overcall one no trump, but I think that's really difficult there. Okay, and I just wanted to show you it because, you know, when I create bidding quizzes, I create quizzes so that I know the answer. Here, I'm not sure I know the answer. And this is the lovely kind of, if you gave this hand, North hand, to a lot of experts, they would come up with a variety of different answers with it. Okay, you know, so it's interesting. Okay, that's enough on that in Q+. Sorry that some of you got a bit fuzzy there. So just to remind you, I hope you've enjoyed the defence. We will maybe carry on with a little bit next week and then look on some other things. Please do send your hands in still. This evening at 7:30 we're going to be playing teams of 4 on BBO, but if you want to watch me talking to you and playing the hands, you can watch that on YouTube. So you'll see the connection if you go to the YouTube channel. It's next to our normal sessions. Do come and watch me. I'll be talking to you and you'll play the hand in the same way as I do. You will see just my hand. I won't be talking so much, obviously. I won't be talking on BBO. So if you want to see me, go to the YouTube channel, but you can watch it on BBO. And some of you, of course, will be savvy and you'll be able to do both. I mean, that's up to you. You can do both, but you'll be able to talk and give me feedback. So that's at 7:30 tonight. We'll have a YouTube channel going live from our teams of 4 match. All right, just a quick reminder of the quiz there. That's your opening bid. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been another week gone by. Enjoy the weekend and I might see you tonight. Thanks very much.